I've been seeing the smoke bomb item in Assassin's Creed Origins receive criticism on the subreddit for some time now. I'll only show you one such comment, but the majority of discussion on smoke bombs is about the same, that it's unfortunate it can only be used in combat, and that it can't be thrown. Suffice it to say, players don't have many good things to say about the item, and that's a shame because the smoke bomb in ACO is extremely powerful if we spend a little bit of time learning how to apply it. As the mechanics of the item suggest, one thing the player base is right in thinking is that it's a very specialized, situationally powerful tool. I'm here to show you how it works, and give you a few of those different situations you can effectively use it in. I'm Leo K, welcome to Rogue Academy. Smoke Bomb has two skills associated with it. The first is an active called Smokescreen in the seer section of the grid, and the second is its passive upgrade Smokescreen Damage. Pressing triangle, Y, or R after an attack or dodge drops the smoke bomb directly in front of Bayek or Aya. This stuns enemies and creates a cloud that breaks line of sight, as if you suddenly put down a wall between yourself and the enemy detecting you. Both fragments of this description are important, and I'll spend a moment explaining them because I don't often see players using smoke to the item's capability. First, you'll notice that nowhere in the skill description does it say you must be in combat in order to use it. All it says is that it can be dropped after a melee attack or a dodge. In Assassin's Creed Origins, you don't need to be in combat in order to execute all the moves your character can do. You can just do them anytime you want. Sure, it might look a little odd, but we don't really care about that at all. What we're here to do is rip out maximum value from this skill in this item, and that's exactly what we're gonna do. It's funny that the item has this reputation for only being usable in combat because when I play ACO, I mainly use smoke to avoid combat. This is where the second half of the description comes into play, that you can use smoke to create a cloud around yourself that blocks vision. If you don't have a piece of cover you can crouch behind, why not just make your own? This is especially strong if you have a decently upgraded tool pouch and you can spam down smoke repeatedly while moving through open space. Even with 6 pairs of eyes on you, you still won't be seen. Of course, smoke is good to use as a reaction item, a kind of panic button, which ties into why it can't be thrown in ACO the way it could be in the previous two. Unity and Syndicate have a ranged stealth tool in their variant of the smoke bomb. AC Origins also has a ranged stealth tool that covers the same purpose, the sleep dart. Like smoke bombs, sleep darts are also an anti-detection item, but you can use it at a distance and you can't use it on enemies that are staring straight at you. Sleep is not a panic item. It's a very deliberate tool that requires time exposing yourself to use. Normally, to go through an area undetected with ease, you would just sleep dart enemies that you can aim at if you're above them or if they're not facing you. Allowing us to throw smoke in ACO is unnecessary for these reasons, because the reason for doing so is covered by sleep dart, and sleep is unlocked much earlier. The damage upgrade for Smoke Bomb lets you actually harm enemies that you use it on and knock them onto their backs. This is useful if you want to sleep them on the ground for instant kills, but it also works as a very strong get off me button. Finally, because the Smoke Bomb does damage now, if you have a pretty high crafting level on your tool pouch, you can spam it as good AoE to rapidly kill an entire group of enemies around you or below you. It's a dirty, dirty trick, which means we like it a lot. As said before, using smoke to stay unseen while crossing open space is one way to use it. Also mentioned is another way to use it as a panic button when you see a detection gauge from off-screen and you're not sure if you can dodge into cover fast enough to stop the detection. Just dash away from the direction of the guard and drop smoke to delete his awareness on you. Despite not being able to throw it forward, it is possible to throw smoke straight down off of an edge. I don't think I've seen another player do this even once, so it's safe to say most of the community probably doesn't know about it. Just basic attack, and then toss your smoke down. Doing this against grouped up enemies lets you use smoke the same way it functioned in ACU and ACS, as an item that blankets an area that you then engage into. Remember before when I said you can't usually sleep dart guards that are staring straight at you? Well, this is something smoke lets you do. The third major technique is using smoke to make aiming safe in a situation it would otherwise get you caught. Take a look. Here, Aya tries to sleep dart a guard that's coming toward her, but his detection meter fills too fast and she's exposed. You could say a player with fast enough aim might be able to get it done, and the guard might not catch them depending on distance and all kinds of other factors, but that's a lot of ifs and a lot of noise to keep in our heads. In stealth, we want as little uncertainty as possible. We want to use our risk management skills to deplete our chances of getting caught as much as we can. Why not use the rules of the game we're playing? Now let's try this again using what we do know about smoke bombs. We know they break line of sight, we know enemies cannot see through the cloud, and we know they can be used anytime and last for a decent amount of time, more than enough time to aim a tool at someone. Here, Aya dashes against the wall to let her drop smoke. From inside the cloud, she can aim sleep darts, bows, anything. This is even stronger if you have your HUD on and you can see enemy outlines through the smoke. You can use this in situations where a guard has glimpsed you and is coming toward you, and both moving away and staying still would get you caught. Level 1 smoke in combat lets you get some free hits in with your weapons, and because attack animations are so much faster in AC Origins and have much more immediate impact than in AC Unity and AC Syndicate, this is actually a strong combat option. Level 2 smoke in combat deals damage on its own and resets enemy stances to prone. They have to take extra time to get off the ground to attack you again, and when they're on the ground, they're not stumbling around the way they would from level 1 smoke. This makes them easier to sleep and kill with your hidden blade, whose ground stab animation is shorter than a standing one. Lastly, and this is a classic and everyone should know about it because it's obvious, you can use smoke to more easily get away from a fight that you no longer care for. Simple stuff. So this has been a quick overview of the smoke bomb in Assassin's Creed Origins. I hope that after seeing this, people stop calling the item worthless, because it's really not. It's not the maligned little smoke bomb I feel truly sad for, it's the players I know could be getting extra juice out of their stealth if they knew the tricks you could do with it. I think, despite its limitations, learning to access the power of Smoke Bomb in ACO feels just as clever as figuring out the less obvious ways to use mechanics in much more complex games. I hope with this information, you wonderful people found out some useful stuff, and I hope you teach me and teach each other some of the little tricks that you might know. And remember, while some of us may be mentors, we are also all forever students.